everyone, it's Alyssa and welcome to You Can Learn Math.
Today we're talking about parallel and perpendicular lines some more, and we're going to talk about writing equations for lines that are parallel or perpendicular to other lines through a given point. It's very specific, but this is definitely something you're going to see in algebra, so that's why we're covering this today. I know it's an awkward description. Hopefully this will become clearer as we discuss what exactly this means. Side note, if you are interested in doing a bit more about parallel, perpendicular, and neither, if you need a refresher on what in the slope makes lines parallel, perpendicular, and neither, there is a link to a separate video in the description below that goes into that in more detail. So I'm going to assume you already know that and that we're good to go. Right, so what are these problems going to look like? They're going to give you two things. One, they're going to give you the equation of a line. Two, they're going to give you a point, and they will specify whether they want you to make the equation of a line parallel or perpendicular to the given line through the given point. So in visual terms, what they're doing is they're saying, here is a line, and they're going to give you the equation of that line. Now I want you to make a line that is parallel to that original given line, but that goes through this point that I've arbitrarily picked. So you are going to be trying to figure out what this line is, what its equation is. So that's visually a representation of what we're doing. Or if it had been perpendicular, they would say, we have this given line, we have this given point. There's a line out there that goes through as perpendicular to the given line and goes through that given point. What is the equation of this line? That's visual, but this is going to be done entirely mathematically with equations. So let's start. These are some examples that a math student gave to me in one of our tutoring sessions. And here's one. It says if we are given the line y equals 3x plus 6, I want a line that is parallel to that and goes through the given point 4, 7. Now this initial line, the only thing we really need to look at is the slope. That's it. Now this is already in y equals mx plus b, or slope-intercept form. So in that form where y is on one side and everything else is on the other side, the slope is m. So we know our slope here is 3. Once I know that, this other information on the other side, that's extraneous to our problem. We don't need it anymore. I've got what I need. The slope is 3. So then it becomes a slightly different type of problem that you've probably done in the past, which is if I have a line and the slope is 3 and it goes through this point, what's the equation of a line? Now, it may have been a while since you've done that, but you've probably seen that type of problem before. And here's how you solve that. Once you get to this point, slope and the point, both of these types of problems, the parallel to a line or perpendicular to a line, will progress from this point the same way. Slope and a given point, you do the same thing. And here is what you do. You start with the y equals mx plus b slope-intercept form. M represents the slope, b represents the y-intercept, and x and y represent all the pairs of coordinates that make this line, that make up this line, that make this equation true. All right, well, we know our slope. It is 3. So I'm going to replace the m there with 3. I do not know the y-intercept. To solve for the y-intercept, I put in a single pair of coordinates that are on this line, which I know. 4, 7 is a pair of coordinates, a point on this line. 4 is my x, 7 is my y, so that's what I plug in. I plug in 4 for my x and 7 for my y. And now we're at a more straightforward algebra problem where 7 equals 3 times 4 is 12 plus b. To get b by itself, I subtract 12 from both sides. 7 minus 12 is -5. B is -5. Zoom out and scoot over a little bit. So now I can write the equation of my line. Again, we always start with this slope-intercept form, and I need to know m and b, which I do. M is my slope, and it's 3, so I replace the m with 3. I need to know my b, which I do. It is -5, so I replace this with, there we go, -5, and that is the equation of a line parallel to 3x plus 6 that goes through the point 4, 7. Perpendicular, very, very similar process. Like I said, once you know the slope, the steps are the same. They are identical. So let's do one where it's perpendicular. Let's say y equals -4x plus 2. Oh, excuse me, I'm reading my notes wrong here. This is -4x minus 2. That goes through the point 4, -4. So perpendicular to this line that goes through the point 4, -4. This is already in slope-intercept form. So this -4 is our slope, and that's all the information I need, that the slope of this line is -4. Now, if it was parallel, I would just take that slope and go over here and start working. But we want a line that is perpendicular to it. So if -4 is the slope, the line that is perpendicular to it, its slope is the opposite or negative reciprocal. Again, if that doesn't sound familiar to you and you like some more details, video is in the description below. So -4 is equivalent to -4/1. So we can take our reciprocal, we flip it, we get 1/4, and since this was a negative, the opposite of that is positive. So I know the slope of the line that is perpendicular to this line is 1/4. So now I go over here, and I know that my slope of the line I want to write is 1/4. And now we are at the exact same point that we were previously, where we had a given point and a slope, and we were trying to figure out what the line is. Same process, exactly the same from this point on. That's not a z, that's supposed to be an equals. Y equals mx plus b. I do the exact same thing. I plug in my slope, which I now know is 1/4. I need a given point. I have one set of coordinates, 4 and -4. 4 is my x, so I put it here. -4 is my y, so I put it here. Now to solve for b, I'm going to clean this up. -4 equals 1/4 times 4 is 1 plus b. I subtract 1 from both sides to get b by itself, and I get that b is -5. And so now that I have my slope, which I got from doing the negative reciprocal of the original slope, and I also have the y-intercept, I can write my equation. So y equals mx plus b. My slope is what I put in for m, and that is 1/4. B is my y-intercept, and I put that in for b, and that is -5. And there is my equation of a line that is perpendicular to this line and goes through this point. And that's pretty much it. There's only one real wrinkle that they're likely to throw at you, and that is that they don't, or if they don't give you the equation of the line, the given line, the one you're starting from, if they don't give it to you in slope-intercept or y equals mx plus b format, that just adds a single step. You just need to convert it. So for example, let's say it was 2x plus 3y equals 9. And they say, okay, I want it to be parallel to this and through a given point. What's the slope of this? Well, if we put it in slope-intercept, we can see it much more easily. To do that, you get y by itself. So I would subtract 2x from both sides. That gives me 3y equals -2x plus 9. Then, to get rid of this 3, I would divide everything by 3. zoom out a little bit. There we go. And that will give me y equals negative 2/3 x plus 3. I've now converted it into slope-intercept form. And now I can easily see that the slope of this line is negative 2/3. And then I proceed as I previously did with either, if it is parallel, using this as the slope. If it is perpendicular that they want, I take the opposite or negative reciprocal and use that as my slope. And then we're right back to the, I have my given point, like say whatever it was, like 2, 0, whatever the given point was. I have my given point. Now I have my slope, and then I can go as I did before. And that's it. You should be all set.
I hope you enjoyed that today. If it was helpful, useful in any way, please like, share, subscribe. You know the drill. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a great day. See you later. Bye.